Have you ever wondered why some people achieve great success while others, who are just as talented, remain stuck in the same place? Often the difference is not in intelligence or opportunities. It's the habits. Today's story is about a young boy named Maximilian, whose journey will show you the true power of small, consistent actions and daily discipline. Once upon a time, in a quiet little American town called Brookfield, there lived a boy named Maximilian. Brookfield was surrounded by wide-open fields and quiet suburban streets. Maximilian was smart, full of ideas, and had dreams bigger than the sky. He wanted to become someone important, admired, and successful. Often, he imagined himself standing proudly before a crowd, giving speeches, or walking confidently into a big office. But there was a problem. He was incredibly lazy. Every morning, his mother knocked on his door and called, "Maximilian, get up. The sun is already shining, and the day won't wait for you." And every morning, Maximilian mumbled, "Just 5 more minutes," and rolled back under the blanket, dreaming of wealth and fame without lifting a single finger. Despite his laziness, Maximilian admired the people of his town. He observed the local shopkeepers who worked tirelessly from morning until evening, serving customers with patience and care. He saw the teachers who dedicated themselves to their students, and even the policemen who walked with pride and discipline in his uniform. Maximilian wanted to be like them, but he never took the consistent steps necessary to achieve such success. One day he decided to study hard, and the next he spent hours flying kites or playing football with friends. He had dreams, but no plan. At the edge of town lived an elderly man named Mr. Walker, a retired officer. Mr. Walker was known for his discipline and wisdom. Every morning, before the first rays of sunlight touched the earth, he would wake up, sweep his yard, water his plants, do push-ups, and read a few pages of a book. His life seemed simple, but purposeful. One afternoon, Maximilian walked past Mr. Walker's house and observed how he moved with precision and calm. Curiosity awakened in him, and he asked, "Mr. Walker, why do you follow the same routine every day? Doesn't it bore you? Don't you ever want to sleep longer?" Mr. Walker smiled, wiped his forehead, and said, "Maximilian, habits are like seeds. What you plant today will grow tomorrow. You may not see it now, but one day your habits will either nourish you or let you down." Success doesn't come from luck. It comes from the small actions we repeat consistently. Maximilian didn't fully understand, but the words struck a nerve. That night, he lay awake thinking about all the times he had given up on a task, halfway, all the unfinished projects, the half-read books, the abandoned dreams. What if success didn't depend on talent or opportunities? What if it was about showing up every day, even when it seemed impossible? The next morning, Maximilian woke up before sunrise. His body protested, craving more sleep, but he remembered Mr. Walker's words. He washed his face, laced up his shoes, and stepped outside. The cool morning air hit his face, and he began to run. At first, he could barely manage 200 meters without gasping for breath. His legs burned, his chest heaved, but he didn't stop. Day after day, he repeated the run, feeling a little stronger, a little faster, a little more alive. After a week of running, Maximilian decided to add another habit, studying for 1 hour daily. He told no one, he didn't announce it, he just did it. He chose a quiet corner in his home and devoted himself to learning, focusing on subjects he had once neglected. Weeks turned into months. Maximilian experienced setbacks. Some days he was too tired to run. Some days his mind wandered during studying. Friends invited him to play, tempting him to skip his routine. But he remembered Mr. Walker's words. Small habits, repeated consistently, are more powerful than bursts of effort followed by laziness. Slowly, discipline became natural. Maximilian noticed his mind becoming sharper, his body gaining strength, and his confidence growing. His friends began to notice the change. Tobias, his closest friend, once asked him, "Max, how did you transform? You used to be the king of laziness." Maximilian smiled and said, "I didn't change overnight. I just repeated small actions every day until they became part of me." One day, an announcement came to the town. A scholarship program was open for students who excelled both physically and academically. The challenge included physical endurance tests and written exams. Many students were nervous, thinking they would have to cram at the last minute, but Maximilian remained calm. His daily habits had prepared him. The morning of the fitness test arrived. The sun had barely risen, and Maximilian stood among dozens of other students, all anxious and restless. The whistle blew. Some sprinted off with energy, but quickly became exhausted. Others stumbled and gave up too early. Maximilian maintained a steady pace, conserving his energy, letting the discipline of months carry him forward. He finished stronger than most, his consistency paying off where motivation alone would have failed. Next came the written exam. While others panicked and tried to memorize everything at once, Maximilian sat calmly, reviewing what he had learned every day. 1 hour daily over months had built a foundation that no last-minute cramming could ever match. When the results were announced weeks later, Maximilian had not only passed, but was among the top students. He ran to Mr. Walker, tears in his eyes. "Mr. Walker, I did it. I never thought I could." "Your words, they were true." Mr. Walker smiled and said, "Remember, Maximilian, motivation gets you started, but habits keep you going when motivation fades. Small daily actions, repeated consistently, shape the path to success." From that day on, Maximilian became a role model for the entire town. He helped friends and younger students understand that transformation doesn't come from big leaps, but from small, consistent actions. Wake up 15 minutes earlier, read a few pages, walk for 10 minutes, write down a goal. These small acts, repeated day after day, create extraordinary changes over time. Years passed. Maximilian became a responsible and respected professional. He achieved more than he had ever dreamed, but he never forgot the lesson Mr. Walker had taught him. Great results are not the product of sudden inspiration or talent alone. They are the fruit of daily habits, patience, and consistent effort. So remember this story. Your future is written by the small actions you take every day. You don't have to transform your life overnight. Start small. Start now. Walk for 10 minutes, read 5 pages, do 10 push-ups, or wake up 15 minutes earlier. These are the seeds of success. If you nurture them daily, they will grow into habits, and your life will transform in ways you never imagined. Success doesn't require you to be extraordinary. It requires you to show up every day, no matter how small the effort. Motivation may light the fire, but habits keep it burning for a lifetime.